Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Nobody's here yet. That's okay. I'm all by myself. I am used to speaking to myself. So that is quite all right. But I know that some of my friends will chime on in a little bit here. But welcome to day 2 of our David's Tea 24 days of tea. Yesterday, I had so much fun brewing our first batch of tea. Good morning, Nicole. Welcome. And so I'm really excited for day 2. I did a little bit of homework today as opposed to yesterday. And I've already picked out my story for today. And it kind of correlates with a kindness advent calendar that I found. Well, good morning, Rambling with the Brooms. How are you this morning, my friend? Haven't heard from you in a while. So we're going to do our day 2 of our tea. We're going to do, I want to show you what I did after our tea time yesterday. I came up with, I told you I had been working on, let me put this on airplane mode so that, bill collectors and stuff, because, they're rampant these days. There we go. Let's get rid of them. Just kidding. It was just a reminder that somebody was going on. You've been all over. I've been all over. You've been rambling. You've been rambling, haven't you? So I've got all my stuff here ready to go. And I hope everybody's doing well. I think I'd like to start encouraging everybody. When you join me for these tea times, I hope that you have a nice warm cup of something to just kind of sip on while we're chit-chatting and everything. Oh, I got to grab something. I forgot something. Hang on. You don't know what it is, but it's crinkly. It's crinkly. It's going to go over here. I was gifted something, and I wanted to share it with you, but I already pulled something out and partook of it, and I wanted to make sure I put it back in the bag. But anyway, so yesterday we started with a mail call from my friend Marlene over at Snow Gardener 307. And she wrote to me and she said, you know what? I don't have 2 channels anymore. I only have the 1 channel. So make sure you go check out Snow Gardener 307 budgets. Okay. Does red wine count? Yes, it does. Sip to your heart's content. Do you, boo? Do you? Good morning. Good morning, Coffee Angel Crafts. Oh, how are you, friend? It's been a long time. I know it's been a long time since I've gone live. So, let's get started, shall we? What should we start with? Let me start with my little gift I want to share with you because, it doesn't really correlate with our stuff today, but I kind of felt it did until hello, free handling maid. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. So I was actually invited over to tea the other day to my neighbor and friend, Karen, and it was really nice to see that. It was completely unexpected, but we were partway through our tea. She made us a beautiful tea and she handed me this little bag. And, I don't gift enough, but I love it. When I pay close enough attention to gift something that I know has meaning. And that is what Karen has done. Good morning. Good morning, Gail. Hey, everybody, make sure you hit the thumbs up, okay? If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. Do you know what I did yesterday? Did our whole live yesterday and forgot to hit the little money thing, to monetize. It's okay. The friendship's more important. Anyways, we were sitting there having our tea, and she goes, oh, and this is for you. And she gave me this little bag. Ta-da! Look at that. How cute is that? I thought, okay, I'm reading it backwards. And I didn't see that TH. I thought it said cup of fat. It says cup of faith. Oh, my goodness. Anyways, so my neighbor has paid attention. She knows me. We've been neighbors for many, many years. And our friendship has been growing and blossoming. And I really do appreciate her. So she gave me this little gift bag. It's like, oh, I love little gifts. So the first thing I pull out just melted my heart. And those of you who've known me for a while, you'll understand why. La, 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 la. I pull this out and it's a bag of marshmallows, and instantly my heart just went, oh, thank you. I am a vegetarian. Anytime I go in the hospital, they put on my chart that I'm veganish because there are just some things I won't eat. Like I won't eat Jell-O. and I won't eat any meat products at all. But I also won't eat marshmallows because they contain gelatin. And marshmallows have gelatin, and so I won't eat them. But look what she got me. Look at this. They're called Dandies. And you can tell I've already had quite a bit of them. They're vegan marshmallows. There's no gelatin in them. I've missed marshmallows so much. And the texture's good. The flavor's good. I did come across some a few months ago, and I was going to buy them, but the sugar content was like, I'm diabetic now. I can't have them. As I shove more and more in my mouth. Okay. Also, in my little bag of treats that she gifted me, which I just love these. If you have any vegan friends or friends that are veganish, these little marshmallows are wonderful. So I'm so grateful that, not only did she gift me, hot chocolate, but she gave me marshmallows, but she took into account and knew I wouldn't eat regular marshmallows. So she went that extra step to gift me with something that she knew I would use, and I love it. Yes, Nisi, they're wonderful. So, and then she gifted me this hot chocolate mix, and it's called Drop It Like It's Hot Chocolate. So cute. I haven't opened this one yet because I already had a pack open of the sugar-free, and I thought if I'm going to put the marshmallows with my hot chocolate, need to go with that. So I will be opening this, though, and enjoying it. Actually, the carbohydrates, there's only 7 carbohydrates. That's not bad. I can have this. Okay. And then there was one more thing in here. It was sweet, wasn't it? And then I thought this was an ornament, and that was one reason I wanted to do this today. I know I'm making a lot of noise. I'm sorry. There we go. Let me move the bag out of the way. But she gave me this cute little cafe latte. It's a little cup on a saucer. Let's open it because I didn't even open it when I was at her house the other day. So cute. And I told you guys yesterday I love little cup and saucer things. You can go over there. Oh, look. It's a little saucer and a little cup of cafe latte mocha. It has all of these little sayings, little coffee sayings on it. And it smells like chocolate. And you know what it is? It's a candle. Can you see the little wick there? It's a little candle. So I'm going to love lighting that and enjoying the smell of that cafe mocha latte thingy. So thank you so much, Karen, for being such a wonderful friend. And I love when we get together. It's, she's only 4 miles down the road. And yet with the last couple of years, things we've all been going through, it's been hard to just get together and sit and enjoy each other's company. And she said, I really need some girl time. So she says, come over, I'll make coffee, I'll make tea. And we decided to have tea that day. We had a wonderful, wonderful time. So thank you to her. And it's, it's little things like that really just can brighten someone's day. So having said that, in the comments below or to the side or wherever it is while you're chatting, did anybody get a chance to do our random act of kindness yesterday? I didn't because I was here on the farm all day. So I didn't get to do anything. But if you got a chance to do that, let me know. Didn't cost you a thing. It was just acknowledging somebody by their name and thanking them as they serve you. So wonderful. Okay. Let's move on to our 24 days of tea before I lose you guys. So I've got my advent calendar. God, I hate it when I lift my arms like, hello. Oh, man, I got to lose some weight on my arms. I don't know if it'll ever happen. So I got up this morning and I knew I had this scheduled and I had to do this with you guys. And I went into the bathroom. It was like, oh, gosh, I'm a mess. I was such a mess this morning. I had marks on my face from my CPAP machine and my hair was a mess. And it's to the stage where, I washed it yesterday, but on the second day, it really doesn't hold a curl. So I'm not even going to curl it because I am going to go out later today. Ooh, I get a pardon off the farm. I don't think I've left the farm for, over a week. It's been a week. And so I thought, well, I need to do something with my hair, but it's windy today and it's cold. Hence, it's just going to be a hat day. So I told you guys you would probably see me in different stages of dress. And so today you're not getting my nightcap from my little house on the prairie visit, but got this really cute denim cap. Picked it up for $1. I think it's really cute. I love a bargain. And because I love you all so much, I put earrings in too, because, I just think it pulls it off. Aren't those adorable? I love chandelier earrings. It makes me feel sassy. All right. 24 Days of Tea by David's Tea. Again, they are not sponsoring me. I did not get a chance to put the links in yesterday's video, but I will be. You've been stuck for over a week as well. Oh, I know. Especially at the wintertime, it's hard on me because there's times I can't get off the farm for 2 or 3 weeks. And I just have the dogs to talk to and you, my lovely friends. So they're not sponsoring me. I don't get anything for doing this other than the joy of doing this with you. Yesterday, we did day 1. Let's bring this down just a little for our 24 days and let's open it up. Yesterday, we were like, oh, look at the beautiful diorama and all of the beautiful little boxes of tea. I love them. They are so stinking cute, aren't they? Oh, Scott says, I do it a lot of the time. I always tell folks who serve me at retail, I tell them I appreciate them and their time. Yes, and say their name. It's so important to acknowledge them by name. I'm getting my nails done today. Ooh, Gail. You haven't done that in years. Christmas party tonight. Fun, 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 fun. Let's find box number 2 in our calendar. It's right here. I know you can't really see what I'm doing. But here's box 2 in this cute little maroon little box. I'm going to set that down. Close our box up. The box isn't going too far. Oh, be quiet. Stop it. I know now you want outside when I'm in the middle of a live. Un momento, por favor. Coming in, sliding sideways. Woo! Okay. That dog, she will drive me crazy. I'm telling you. Okay, so I have to put my glasses on so we can see what flavor of tea we got today. I almost said coffee. What flavor of coffee we got today. Oh, goodness. I'm perfectly happy. Hello, Gwen. Not leaving home. When I do have to, usually I don't want to. I'm getting more and more that way. I was telling my son last night, I was almost getting to hermit stage, but I have to have human interaction. I am a social butterfly. I can't help it. It's who I am. Okay. Opening our tea, taking it right out of the box. Doesn't look as pretty as yesterday. It looks pretty straightforward. Let's read the back and see what it is. Huh. It's organic cream of Earl tea. Interesting. Let's read what's in our organic cream of Earl tea. Cream of Earl? Yeah, cream of Earl Grey. I knew that didn't sound right. So on the back of the box that your teas come in, it has, oh, right here, I found it. I found it right away. It is a black tea. So according to our instructions here, we're going to heat our water to 200 degrees. We're going to steep it for 3 to 5 minutes. If you weren't here yesterday, we shared some tips about how to properly brew your tea because I've been brewing my tea all wrong all this time, learning how to do it. Let's see what it is. Organic black tea, natural cream of Earl Grey flavoring, cornflowers, organic marigolds, and it says it's kosher. Okay, so that's what we've got today. I have my monk fruit sitting aside here because I think for this one, I may want to sweeten it up a little bit. I've got my coffee pot. Let's bring this back up so I don't cut my head off there. I've got my, it's not a coffee pot. I have my tea kettle right here on the side. And I shared that with you yesterday. And it's so neat because I can heat my water to the proper temperature depending on what kind of tea we have. So again, today, my Earl Grey says I need to heat to 200 degrees. I'm going to reach over here, find my 200 degree tab and press start. And that's going to heat our water up to 200 degrees and we'll get everything ready to make our tea. So yesterday I had a little white ramekin that I showed you what the tea looked like. And then I poured it all over the keyboard for my laptop. Today I brought a little clear dish. So let's go ahead and open up, if I can do it without spilling it, we'll open up our cream of Earl Grey tea. Let's smell it. Oh, that has a slightly sweet smell to it. I'm going to be honest with you. It's almost like walking into a tobacco shop. Have you ever been into a tobacco shop where they have the loose tobaccos? Cream of Earl Grey, yes. You're such an introvert. Human interaction is optional. I'm getting more and more that way, Nicole. Okay, so I've smelled it. It's okay. Let's see how we like it. I don't want to prejudge it. I really enjoyed yesterday's tea so much. Now, as I scoop this out, and I'll show you guys this in a minute, I can see the little marigold leaves. I'm going to put half of this in my little dish here to show you and save half for a second helping. You know what I did yesterday? I didn't run a second batch of water through my infuser. I bet you I could have gotten 2 cups, 2 servings out of that one little bit that we did yesterday of our Merry Mistletoe, which was so delicious. But I'm thankful I've got enough to do another one. Okay, so I'm going to put this back in the box. We'll put it back in our little tray later because I've got 2 servings now. And then let's see if you can see. This is our Cream of Earl Grey. Let's see. I really wanted to have it so that you could see the beauty of the tea. You're just going to have to settle for probably seeing it when we put it in the infuser because you can't see. Well, maybe if I hold it this way, you can't see all the pretty little marigold leaves and everything, but you know, I digress. So we have our infuser. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. We have our infuser from yesterday. I rinsed it out. And we're just going to go ahead. We will add, you hear the coffee pot or the tea kettle starting. We're going to add our leaves to our infuser and we'll just wait for that water to heat up. It should be ready at any moment. Yeah, the smell is intriguing. It's kind of strange. We'll see how that turns out. So yesterday when we got done, while we're waiting for our water to heat up, I told you I had been thinking about a new meal in a jar concept. I haven't found anything on YouTube so far. And I shot that video yesterday and I was going to edit it so I'd have it ready so you guys could see it before somebody beats me to the punch, right? But you know what? I spent 2 or 3, 4 hours yesterday speaking with my sons in California. And family trumps editing. So I didn't get it edited yet, but I am going to show you the end result. Thank you. Gail, I appreciate you sharing out. So I brought 2 samples of what I did yesterday. And then I'll be following up with a video of actually making this. And so I can show you guys what it looks like when it's all done. Hairball, sorry. So what we made yesterday was cheeseburger soup in a jar. And it's dehydrated. So all you have to do is hydrate it when you find yourself in a pinch, in a grid down situation, or you're not feeling well and you want something quick. I wanted to make them in quarts, but I only had 1 box of quart jars left. And I want to save those for when I find cranberries on sale so I can do my homemade cranberry juice, which if you've never done, it is delicious. Check out my videos. You'll see a tutorial on how to do that. So I have 2 different jars here. One I constructed from, I'll show you this one first. This one I constructed from the bottom up. So this has the dehydrated beef crumbles, dehydrated potatoes, dehydrated carrots, celery, onions, herbs, spices, cheese powder, and then this cream soup base on the top. And I mean, my water's ready. Even with the sun coming in through the window, I think you can see all the pretty colors of the carrots and the celery and everything there. Yum, 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 yum. So I haven't sealed this yet with my, what do you call it? My vacuum sealer. Ooh, ping. But I will be doing that later today. But these will be on my counter. In my pantry. On a shelf, they'll last 10, 15 years, and then you can just pull them off and cook them whenever you want. I know it does sound delicious, doesn't it? So there's this one. And then I thought, wonder what it would look like if I constructed it reverse. So I've got this one that I constructed reverse, and look at how pretty. You know those sand things that they do at weddings where they pour the sand and it blends the sand, or sand art where you see all the different layers? I wish you could get a true understanding of the colors of this. But I've got my cream soup base. I've got the cheddar powder. This is my homemade vegan chicken bouillon that I've got right here, which you can't see in this one because I put a bouillon cube in here, a veggie bouillon cube. And then we've got the carrots and the celery and the onions, potatoes, and then I put the beef on top. So what I'm asking you guys is vote for my cover picture for my video to show you how to make these. Which one do you like better? Do you like where the powders and everything's at the top? Or do you like it where the powders and everything are at the bottom? Let me know. And then I took 2 separate sets of pictures. I'll be using one of the pictures for my thumbnail for my video. So I will be editing that. Oh, I just made myself dizzy. I shouldn't wear these glasses all the time like this. Powder on the bottom, says Gwen. I think it's pretty. Isn't it pretty that way? I love it. Okay, our water has heated to the proper temperature of 200 degrees. I'm going to bring this back down. And like I said yesterday, I'm hoping I'm going to be able to do this without, ever pouring this on myself and burning myself, because wouldn't that be tragic? But I am a klutz, and I'm still a little dizzy today. I've got a little bit of an inner ear infection thing going on or something. But here we go. Watch these tea leaves dance when you use this infuser. I love how pretty it is when you watch all of the little tea leaves dance. Isn't that beautiful? Look at them dance in a little dance of their own. I'm going to close the lid on it, and we're going to let this steep. Now, yesterday, Rochelle was kind enough to be our timekeeper, but Rochelle, bring this back up. Rochelle is working today. I love the tea dance too. Power on the bottom says full of hope. Welcome, welcome. Powder on top, white on top. Oh, I'm getting all kinds of back and forth. I don't know how I'm going to come up with a decision on that, but I love that tea dance as well. And that's the important thing of using an infuser like this, because they're still dancing. When you heat the water to the proper temperature, and we discussed this yesterday, and I just learned this. When you heat the water to the proper temperature, oh, let me set my timer. That's what I was talking about. Let's not forget that. Clock. And according to our deal here, we want it 3 to 5 minutes. I like a stronger tea. I've already been yapping for about 4 minutes. Or for 1 minute. So let's set it for 4 minutes. There we go. 4 minutes. It's set. When I was using the ball tea infusers, it doesn't allow the tea leaves to dance and unfurl. Your tea leaves are dried, so they've kind of curled in, but as they unfurl, they release more of that flavor. So I like that with these infusers, they have the opportunity to do their little dance. Look how pretty. I know there's a glare, but I mean, see them all dancing around. It's so pretty. And that way you can get the full flavor of the tea. Powder on the bottom might prevent powder from coming out if you vacuum seal. Yes, I was aware of that yesterday. I was thinking about that too. Sorry about all the dots between words. My phone updated and it changed the keypad just not enough that the periods are in the way now. You know what? I do it intentionally. I do the little dots. So we've got 3 minutes of our tea steeping. And yesterday, while our tea was steeping, I shared a story with you from my blog. That was kind of how we started things yesterday. And so I'm going to read you another story from my blog today. And as I sat down with my coffee this morning, I did try to kind of look through and see which one I wanted to share today. And since we're coming up on the holiday season, we're coming up on that time of year, I found one that kind of spoke to me today. And I will admit that I did find an adorable little advent calendar for kindness, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the story I wanted to share with you today. So let me open up my iPad and we'll start our little story while our tea is steeping. So this one, and I mean, it really goes hand in hand with the little gift I got earlier. This entry was added on Saturday, December 4th, 2010. So again, we're right in that same time of the year when I started putting my stories together. Good morning, Marlene. I have organic cream of Earl Grey steeping right now. You joined us just in time, and we're going to tell a story off of my blog. So this one, because it ties in with our little candle that we had earlier as a gift. This one's called I Love My Christmas Tree, a latte. Instead of a lot, I love it a latte. So if you remember from yesterday, our story yesterday was discussing about how Papa Jim and I had found ourselves in really lean financial times. I mean, we were living, I don't even think you can count paycheck to paycheck. We were both only getting paid once a month. We both worked for the school district. And so you only get paid once a month. And when that paycheck hits and then you pay your bills, you've got a long 25, 26 days to make it to the next paycheck that you've really got to work things out. And we were at a really lean time in our lives. And so Christmas has come around. It's lean. Marlene says she's having peanut butter cup fruit infusion. Yum. I hope that's in I've not looked at my advent calendar. I've not peeked. I've not read the back of the other copies to see what there is. So I don't even know if that's in my advent calendar. But here's our story today. I love my Christmas tree, a latte. I'm down to 34 seconds. Do I wait? Let's get the first couple of paragraphs out. My husband and I have gone through a lot of changes this past year. A change in jobs, a change in address, empty nesters, a lot of changes. Last night, we got a little holiday spirit coursing through our veins and went in search of a Christmas tree. This is no easy feat because, as I mentioned, we moved this last year into our fifth wheel trailer. We left our 2,136 square foot home for a fifth wheel. Long story. Now, there's plenty of room for just my husband and I, but not much space availability for decorating. After a brief discussion, it was determined that the dining room table would be sacrificed for the sake of Christmas spirit. So we set off in search of the perfect Christmas tree. Not too big, not too small, and nothing that would render memories of a Charlie Brown Christmas. Remember the tiny little sad little tree? I did not want that. You did the paid once a month for 20 years. Yeah, it's tough. Okay, we'll finish our story after we get our tea into our cup because we don't want to infuse it too long. That was another thing I learned about the proper way to make a good cup of tea is you don't want to let it sit too long. You want it to have in that time frame. So let's bring this down again. I've got this adorable little infuser, and here's my clear coffee cup so we can see the color of the tea. And I don't know if it's going to be as dark as I'd like, but let's go ahead. Let's get this into our cup. Oh, it is. It's darker than I would thought it was going to be. I love this infuser, by the way. And like I said, I'll see if I can get a link and start adding it to our videos if you'd like to get one through my Amazon affiliate link. Good to the last drop. Get every last one out of there. Let's set this aside. Oh, look at that. Isn't that a pretty cup of tea? It's beautiful. Okay, let's see. Let's smell. It'll probably be too hot for me to take a sip since we heated it to 200 degrees. I don't know. It just has a weird, sweet, like I said, almost like a pipe tobacco. Very, very a very, very faint hint of almost like a pipe tobacco, which I love pipe tobaccos. It is a pretty infuser, isn't it? Let's see. Oh, it's interesting. I don't know if I'm in love with it yet. We'll see after I sip it. I'm going to let it cool a little bit while we finish our story about how much I love my tree, a latte, my Christmas tree, a latte. So we determined that, a Charlie Brown Christmas was not going to be the go-to for that year. So we had every intention of selecting a nice little live spruce Christmas tree, but we were both drawn to a beautiful lighted, flocked artificial tree with cones and sprays of berries already on it. It was comparably priced to the live tree, considering we wouldn't need to fuss with lights and all of that. We decided, let's get it, and in the cart it goes. Now, for decorations, what do? There's not a lot you can put on a 3.5-foot tree. Every ornament, every bulb seemed to be too large and too tchotchke-esque. Everything detracted from the natural beauty of this artificial tree, which, I mean, isn't that an oxymoron? Ornaments are also, they're just so darned expensive that I just couldn't justify spending all of this money on ornaments. So we made a mutual decision to just display the tree as is. Good morning, Laura Hedgehogs. Good morning. You love your infuser like that, Marlene. Ah, I love it. Okay, so we've decided to leave the tree as is. We paid for our tree, grabbed a couple poinsettias, and headed back to the chill of the evening. The chill of the evening in Southern California, where we lived at the time, was probably like 68 degrees, and I was cold. Today, it's a balmy, I think, 18 degrees where I am right now, not including wind chill. While we were leaving the parking lot, I convinced Jim that we were in need of a post-shopping Starbucks run. And much to my chilled delight, he agreed. Look out, Red Cup, here we come. This was 12 years ago? Fast forward to now, my nearest Starbucks is 40 miles one way. It's forever. I might go to Starbucks once a year now. While we were waiting for our holiday treat, I perused the holiday gift certificates on the counter, all pretty and red. They always have something different and unique to offer in the way of their little gift cards at Starbucks. While engrossed in looking through the little swipers, Jim held up a Starbucks coffee cup Christmas tree ornament. It was only about this big. He asked me if I thought we could place this Yule jewel on our new tree, and of course, I said yes. I mean, how can you say no to such a cute little token of warm peppermint white mocha memory goodness? As I reloaded my Starbucks reward card and my bill was tallied, I had a stroke of creative genius. It doesn't happen often, but today I did. Oh, you got to go. Okay, Annette. I grabbed a little handful of each style of the gift certificates, the little gift cards, and I tucked them into my pocket. I paid my bill and stood in line to wait for my order. My hot seasonal ventis were passed across the counter to me, a bit too hot, which is a good thing where coffee is concerned, and I grabbed 2 sleeves to place on my cups. The light bulb went off yet again, so I grabbed a few extra sleeves, which I promptly placed in my jacket pockets, and it joined the cards that I had snagged. A quick stop to Wally World for a hole punch and some curling ribbon, and I was in full decorating combat mode. I will admit to having a few more light bulb moments while in Wally World, and by the time we left, my pockets were fairly weighted down with holiday gift cards. I think I got a little carried away, and I will admit to having a little bit of an anxiety attack as I left the store, as I feared being chased down by security for putting the gift certificates in my pocket. But they don't ring you up until you go out. I mean, they're just there. With my trusty hole punch, I got home and I set forth on my path to decorating bliss. A little red curling ribbon here, a little bit more there, and our new little cup ornament. And I think we ended up with a perfectly decorated tree. Now, if only those gift cards would actually buy coffee, everything would be grande. I love throwing in the grande and the venti little things, but I'm going to open a picture here and I'll show you how we decorated our tree that year, 2010. I'll hold it up and hopefully there won't be a glare. But look at how adorable that little gift card makes as an ornament for the holiday. All it took was just a little curling ribbon and cutting a hole in it, right? Let's see, where's the one? Here are the little sleeves that you put on your cup. See? And they're decorated. They're decorated little sleeves. I know there's a glare from my window. I'm sorry. But I just punched it in the corner, added some curling ribbon, and I tied it all to my Christmas tree. And here's the little ornament that we bought for the tree. Look how little. It was so cute. I still got it somewhere. I need to find it. So my entire Christmas tree was decorated with, I didn't end up putting any of the gift cards from Walmart on there. I just strictly did Starbucks. And so here's our little Christmas tree. It sat on the dining room table in our fifth wheel, and it was all decorated with gift cards, the sleeves for the coffee cups, and that one little ornament and some red ribbon. And I loved it. It was really great. So that was our Christmas that year. That's how I decorated, and it didn't cost me hardly anything. Oh, it was cute. Thank you. Decorating combat mode. Yes. So it was creative because, necessity is the invention of, what is it? Necessity is the mother of invention. How's that go? I don't know. I'm a little dizzy from wearing glasses. Oh, niece, you have to go. Hi, sweetie. Bye, sweetie. It was good to see you too. Good to see you too. So that's not the only time I've done that. And this ties into what we're going to be doing for our Advent calendar, for our kindness calendar today. But before we get to that, don't let me forget where I'm at. Let's try our coffee. I don't have any sweetener in it, but I have my sweetener on standby because I don't know how I'm going to like this one. Again, based on the smell, I don't know. I don't know. Let's take a sip and see. It is a nice cup of tea. I'm not sure. I think I need just a little bit of monk fruit in it. I like to have a sweeter tea. That's why yesterday I was so happy that it already had the stevia in it. I didn't need it. I've got my monk fruit here. I'm going to add just a little bit because I'm not one. And I think we got it out in time that there's no tannins. There's not that bitter taste like you get when there's tannins. So I'm just going to put just a little bit of monk fruit in here and give that a stir, and we'll see how that is. And this might be a tea too, that since it's a cream of Earl Grey, this might be a good tea to add a little bit of half and half and make it a tea with cream and sugar. Oh, I didn't think about adding some lemon, Nicole. That might be nice too. That little bit of monk fruit did help me. Now, I don't know if it's because I've got a little bit of this inner ear infection thing going on and possibly a little bit of sinus issue. There's something about the smell, even though I love the smell of this, it takes me back to a pipe that my math teacher used to smoke a pipe in math class, when I was growing up. And it just takes me back. It's one of those memories, it takes you back. But for some reason, I'm almost a little bit unsettled, I guess is a good word. I think after the cranberries and the apples and the cloves yesterday, I'm a little unsettled today. It's not bad. It's just got the one little note of flavor of the black tea. And I don't know why I want to say this, because here I don't have a trained palate or sniffer or anything for any of this. You guys know this. I shared this with you yesterday. I almost want to say I almost smell like a little bit of licorice, like star of anise in there, but that's not in our ingredients, but I almost get a little bit of that in there. Anyways, while I'm sipping on this, I will go back to our story about our Christmas tree, because this is not the only time that I have found resources to decorate my Christmas tree. You're not a huge fan of Earl Grey, but I do love a London Fog latte made with Earl Grey, honey, vanilla, and frothed milk. Oh, that sounds really good. I don't have all that set up here today, Marlene, but that sounds really good. I should have maybe brought the honey instead of the monk fruit. And a little vanilla, that would sound nice too. Because, this is okay, but it's not something like, yes, this is so good. Not quite there yet. I did a little research, and again, I didn't peek at my stuff, so I didn't know it was going to be an Earl Grey tea, but there really was an Earl that received some tea from China, and it was his favorite tea, and so it became Earl Grey tea. There was an Earl Grey. Anyways, when I worked at a high school, we had a door decorating contest and a Christmas tree decorating contest, and ASB was going to go around, Associate Student Body. They were going to go around to all of the classrooms that decorated their doors, and they were going to give out gifts for the doors. And we were trying to come up with some ideas, and I thought, oh my gosh, I've got it. Because when my light bulb goes off, look out. So I had been to our grocery store. Again, this is in Southern California. And I had been to the grocery store, and I had been walking around, and they had these big, huge Krispy Kreme cabinets where you could get your own Krispy Kreme donuts. And they had the little boxes you put your donuts in. And then they had the little envelopes, little bags you could put one donut in. They were all decorated red and green, and they said Krispy Kreme. So I went and I grabbed a handful like that thick of these little bags, and I handed them out to my students. And I showed them how we took those bags and we accordion folded them back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. We stapled them together so that when you unfurled them, they made these beautiful snowflake looking things. And so some of them we would cut little snowflake patterns in. Some of them we did a real big one to put as the star on our tree. And so we did a Krispy Kreme Christmas tree, and we called Santa Claus Krispy Kreme. So it was a tree for Krispy Kreme, for Krispy Kreme. And so we had this beautifully decorated red and green tree with nothing but the papers from the Krispy Kreme donuts. And I think we didn't win, wink, wink, it's all politics, even when you're in high school, right? But we did, I think we got an honorable mention or maybe second place or something. I don't remember what the kids got. They got a pizza party or something. I don't remember. But, that didn't cost us a dime. It was a lot of fun. So let's move on that note. I want share you out, miss you, your story. Oh, thank you, sweetie. Yesterday we had our random act of kindness. And so today, if I can find it, of course, I won't be able to find it now. I found it. Okay, I found an adorable little act of kindness advent calendar. Now, yesterday, I was shooting from the hip. Today, I found this little calendar, and it is adorable. I'm going to show it to you, hopefully without a glare as I sip on my tea. This is a calendar from a school, and all of the kids did the artwork on the calendar. And just in case you want to follow along, it is called, it's Noomi.com, N as in Nancy, O-O, M as in Mary, I.com. And it's presented by 2 classrooms at an elementary school. And when you look at the calendar, it has all the numbers on it, and you can press on the numbers, but you can't jump ahead. You can only press the ones. All right. Thank you, Marlene. So today is the 2nd of December. We're going to click on the 2nd of December, and it will bring up the random act of kindness for today. And day 2, the random act of kindness is help someone decorate. And it has artwork by some of the little kids. Look at that. Isn't that cute? So our random act of kindness today is to help someone decorate. And this is what the teachers have to say. And it's really cute because they give credit to the little kids that do the artwork and everything. For today's act of kindness, you are going to help someone decorate. Now, remember, you don't have to do it today. Put it in your pocket. See if you can get it done sometime in the future. It doesn't have to be something big. Even a little act of kindness goes a long way. It could be helping an elderly neighbor or family member, or even helping little kids. It could just be helping someone decorate their tree, or even helping them put a star on top. Of course, if you do want to do something big and help someone put up their Christmas lights on their roof, that's awesome. This mama ain't doing that. All you have to do is help someone decorate something. You could arrange to help someone, or see if someone decorating, or if you see someone decorating, you can offer to help. ask your neighbor or an elderly person, or if you're at someone's house, you can ask them too. So that's the random act of kindness for today, is to help someone decorate. So you know what that could be? That could be when you're in town and you're running by the Dollar Tree store. You could run in, and for $1.25, because nothing's $1 at the Dollar Tree anymore, you could get a big red bow, go to your neighbor's house and say, you know what? I bought an extra big red bow. I'd love to put it on your mailbox for you, or maybe affix it to their front door. Or you could go, if you're going to go to Starbucks and get a coffee, find a pretty little gift card, put a paper hole punch in it, put some ribbon on it. If you want to put $5 on there so they can get a coffee later, it will still swipe as long as you don't punch through the strip on the back. You can load it with $5. You could put a paper hole punch in it. You can, you know what? You could even do it anonymously. If you visit a neighbor while they're not looking, you could just put it on their tree and they're going to be like, where'd this come from? You can write on the back with a Sharpie from a friend or from your neighbor. Or, you know, where it says value, you can just put your friendship. You don't have to put money on it. You know, you could put on there that it doesn't have a balance, but your friendship is more than that. And so you can find cute, fun little ways to do something for free. If you happen to live on a homestead, I'll tell you what. I was visiting the other day. Let me sip this before it gets too cold. On our travels, it needs more monk fruit. I wish I would have brought the honey out. On our travels, we went to Rory Feek. Do you guys know Joey and Rory Feek? She passed away from cancer in 2016. She and I had cancer at the same time, so I'm kind of invested in her story. Well, we went to their farm in Columbia, Tennessee, and we got to have a tour of the farm. There'll be a video later for that. We got to tour the farm. We got to meet Rory. We went to his concert and everything. But while we were touring the farm, they've got a beautiful place for their chickens. And there's all these chickens running around. And my husband called me over and he says, this lady had a question. And she says, what breed chicken is that? And so we were discussing some of the breeds of chickens. And she had a feather in her hand. She goes, this is the most beautiful little feather I've ever seen. She goes, but I don't know what chicken it's from. And I looked at it and said, that's not from a chicken. That's from a guinea hen. That's a guinea fowl. I said, but I don't see the guineas, but I bet you they've got guineas here on the farm. And we went around the barn and sure enough, there's the guineas. And she goes, it's so pretty. I want to keep it. And I said, you know what you do? I said, you go to the store and you buy the clear Christmas bulbs and you collect little feathers on your travels. Or, I mean, you could collect a whole handful of them while you're here at this farm, and you put the feathers inside the Christmas bulb and then you hang it on your Christmas tree. And then you'll always have the feathers from this visit. And it means something. You're like, I remember when I went to that farm. So if you have chickens, if you have a farm, if your neighbor has chickens, you know, you can go around, or even just regular songbirds, you can go around and collect little feathers, little twigs, little things that you can put inside those little Christmas bulbs. You could gift that to a neighbor. That wouldn't cost very much at all. One thing I like to do is I like to go to Hobby Lobby, and they have the crafting paper, the paper that you use for scrapbooking. And they have crafting paper that actually has like written music, the music all the way across. And I cut those in strips and I roll them really, really, really tight into teeny tiny little scrolls that are only like maybe, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch wide, 1/2 an inch wide. I roll them into tight, tight little scrolls. And I pop them down into that Christmas bulb and they unfurl just a little bit. And when you hang it on your Christmas tree, there are all these beautiful little music notes, all these little pieces of music. So adorable. Throw in a little glitter, some little stars or something. Little music notes would be cute. You know, they've got all that fun crafting stuff. Good morning, little house in the big woods. You know, it's okay if you have coffee as long as you got something to enjoy. Save memories in those clear ornaments. Yes. And such a neat way to do that. So I know that I've saved some of my duck feathers. I had a sweet little duck. Her name was Winnie. And I've got some of her feathers tucked away that I need to do that. You could do dry pressed flowers. If you could find some way, once they're pressed, get them just at the right time, and you could roll them and put them in there and have little dried pressed flowers. You can do all kinds of fun little things. You could do a cinnamon stick and some cloves and some dried orange rind. You could send that to a neighbor, take it to a neighbor and put it on their tree and decorate. So that's your challenge for today. And like I said, you don't have to do it today. You can do it anytime in the next 24 days that we're doing these 24 days of random acts of kindness and tea and it has to be random. So, I mean, plan it a little bit, but try to do it randomly. If you're driving by and you see somebody struggling with a Christmas tree outside, or even if you see somebody that has a Christmas decoration outside, walk up, sneak up, put a little something on it, help them decorate that way. Their mailbox, like I said. You know what's really fun? Oh, I need to do this. You know what's really fun? You could candy cane somebody. You could type up little candy cane, little sayings, little treats, tie it to a candy cane, and you go around and you put it on people's mirrors on the side of their car and let them know they've been candy caned. And it's just a nice little thing. You could get a box of candy canes for $1. You can bless 12 people that way and it'll make their day. Such fun. I'm going to take my glasses off now that I'm done reading. So that's it. We've had our tea. I don't know if I'm a big fan of the Earl Grey. I'm going to try it the way Marlene suggested earlier. I'm going to add a little honey. I do have some sugar-free vanilla syrup. I might put a pump of a little bit of vanilla syrup in there. I don't have a way at the moment to froth some milk. Hold tight. I mean, we haven't hit an hour yet. You guys are still here. You're hanging out with, oh my God, my knee hurts. Oh, I've had my leg folded just so on this bar stool that I'm sitting on. And I like unfurled my leg and my knee was like, nope, it's not going to happen today. It's not happening, lady. Your fat butt's not getting up off of that bar stool. But I am. Here I go. Hang on one second. As I limp. I got one item. Hang on. I'm going to get one more. Okay. Based on what our friend Marlene shared with us. I'm losing you. There's only 3 of you left. Let's add a little bit of half and half. See if this is something I can tolerate. It's not frothed milk, but let's add a little bit of half and half to our tea. Put that where it won't fall. And let's add just a pump of vanilla syrup. Let's see if this makes a difference in this tea for me. Yes, Little House in the Big Woods. I can't wait to read those online. I know people are reading them. We're talking about Little House on the Prairie. I know people are reading them, but you need to know. In the United States, they're still under copyright protection. If you choose to read the Little House on the Prairie books and put them on YouTube, you could be hit with a copyright infringement strike. You could be hit with a cease and desist. But if you live in Canada, the copyright is up in Canada. Copyright for Canada is only 50 years past the death of an author. In the United States, it's 75. So I cannot read the Little House on the Prairie books until 2027. But, and there's more videos coming up. I just visited Laura Ingalls' home in Mansfield, Missouri, and actually walked her home, saw where she wrote the books, her little writing desk, had a wonderful tour. They treated me like royalty, let me tell you. I had all kinds of backstage info and passes, and I got taken around all by myself in the houses and got to ask all kinds of questions. And I will be doing a video coming up on what the historians wished their visitors would ask about Laura. If you could, they get asked the same things over and over and over and over again, day in, day out. So I asked them, I had an interview with them. I said, what do you wish people would ask you about Laura and Almanzo? And it's Almanzo, not Almanzo. It's Almanzo. And so they shared with me what they really wish people knew about Laura. So I'm going to be editing that video and I'll be getting that out because I found it very interesting. But I had such a wonderful time, but I just can't wait to read those books. I am reading Anne of Green Gables right now. So I'm enjoying that. I always thought, I was sharing this with Nicole yesterday, I always thought I related to Laura. But I think I relate a little bit more to Anne. I'm just an ornery little child growing up, and I just think you could never keep me from talking. Look at me ramble now. You went to Walnut Grove last year. I went a couple years ago. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? You know what's sad is we went to Walnut Grove. I took all kinds of beautiful pictures, all kinds of video, but my friend who was visiting, and I won't say which one, she was visiting, and she was actually, how do I say this delicately? She was in between jobs, and she was filing with the state for benefits, her unemployment, which she was entitled to. But when you leave the state, they get ornery with you. We learned that the hard way one time when Papa Jim was in between jobs. And so we couldn't let anybody know she was out of state because, you have to fill out a questionnaire every week. Did you look for work? And if you say yes, and then they find out you're out of state, they're like, how'd you look for work if you were out of state? They don't understand the concept of online applications. So I got rid of all of our evidence that we were actually there, all but one. I did put a video up as a short on my channel of Papa Jim running through the flowers. And my friend and I we're kind of singing the opening credit theme song. And he's running and he pretends to fall down like Carrie. And we had a really wonderful time there. That was a lot of fun. Also went to the original Ingalls homestead on Plum Creek little house. It was at Plum Creek. That's one little thing. I'm so easy to please. I'm telling you. I was happy that I got to go to Plum Creek and dip my toes in the water where Laura and Mary used to play. I mean, it just like thrilled me. Didn't cost, I was going to say it didn't cost my husband a dime, but gas up there. And we did give a donation to the people that own that property that allow you to go where their dugout home was. We had a really, really nice time. We're going to be doing that again so I can actually have footage. We have plans of going to Burr Oak, Iowa. That is where baby Grace was born. We'll be going there and checking that out. And, on our trip, we were going to go to Independence, Kansas, but nothing's original there. It might be where their little cabin was. They're not sure it's recreated. So we didn't go out of the way to do that. But to actually go to Laura Ingalls and Al Manzo Wilder's home there in Mansfield and see the history and touch the history was amazing. And I mean, I was thoroughly invested in it. It was disheartening while we were there to see people come through the tours with us because we did go through the tours. I got to go in independently with the docents and the historians, but then we also went through the tour and people were like, yeah, okay. And I'm like, no, this is history. This is history. Laura sat there and Manzo made that cabinet. I mean, it's just like, how can you not appreciate it? Speaking of, before we go, speaking of appreciating things and yes, in DeSmet, that's in South Dakota. We want to go to that one as well. So you went to the one in DeSmet, not the one in. Did you get to go to Plum Creek where their dugout was on Plum Creek in Walnut Grove? They were only in Walnut Grove a short time. I want to go to DeSmet. We had a trip planned this year, and we had different locations that we would spin a wheel for, and one of them, Mount Rushmore. And if we would have chosen that trip to go to Mount Rushmore, we were going to go to DeSmet and do the whole DeSmet thing, but ended up going to Nashville. Nashville was what was chosen. So on the way to Nashville, we went to Mansfield, Missouri, so we could go there instead. But DeSmet it's on my radar, definitely. I know the audacity to not be in awe. It's like, how could you not be in awe? I was so excited when we went up to Walnut Grove and my husband was running through the field of flowers because it was just at the right time of year where a lot of the flowers, all those wildflowers needed to be deadheaded. And so there was echinacea and black-eyed Susans, and the ones that were dead, I walked by and I plucked the seed pods so I could plant seeds here on my farm from the banks of Plum Creek. And we had gone to the gift store, and the lady at the gift store had given me a little plastic bag to put my stuff in, and I snuck the seeds in there, came home, got back to life. By the time I got back to the seeds, it had just enough moisture that they all molded, and I didn't get to plant them. I was heartbroken. So I need to plan another trip. But yeah, some don't have the connection. I know. When we were at Laura and Almanza's home in Mansfield, we did pick up some acorns from their oak trees. And so we will be attempting to plant the acorns. I'm going to have to be sneaky about it because the squirrels around here, they will mess out my stuff. You didn't get to go to the dugout. Next time you get up to Walnut Grove, it is a neat place to go. You can't see the dugout. It has collapsed, but they have a sign there. It was just really neat. They have the big rock where Laura talks about her and Mary playing on the big rock in the creek and everything. They have everything's right there. Really, really neat. So we did that on our trip. We stopped along a place. I've already put a video up. We stopped at a rest area that was completely dedicated to the Mormon Trail because the Mormon Trail went through this one place. There's the ruts in the side of the river and stuff. I did that one, and we picked up a couple of acorns there. And we got acorns at Laura and Almanza's home. Went to Baker Creek Seed Company. I got a bunch of seeds there, and I will be doing a giveaway once I get that video edited. And then we were at Andrew Jackson's home, our seventh president. Yes, seventh. Our seventh president, Andrew Jackson's home. And they had these beautiful magnolia trees with the big, big seed pods. You see them sometimes at Christmas time. People put them on tablescapes. And my husband's like, what are all these little red berries that are all over the ground? I said, those are the seed pods. They've come out of the seed pods for the magnolia tree. So he picked up a bunch of seed pods. Will we be able to get a magnolia tree growing up here? I don't know, but we're going to try. We did all kinds of stuff. Yes, Baker Creek. You got rocks from Crazy Horse. Nice. We did Mount Rushmore, but enjoyed Crazy Horse. That was on our trip too. If you didn't get to see it, Little House, what we did is for 26 weeks, my husband and I would come on live and we spun a little spinny wheel, and we did it twice. Whatever it landed on, we would take that number in dollars and stuff it into a piñata. We did it for 6 months. We did not keep track of the money. We had no idea how much money was in that piñata. We also every week spun for those 5 destinations, and whatever the destination was, we'd pop that in the piñata too. So we didn't know where we were going. We didn't know how much money we had to spend. And at the end of 6 months, we took a stick to it, beat the crap out of it, took out all the money and counted it. And then we counted all the little slips of paper. And it ended up that we had $2,905 to spend on a vacation to Nashville. So I made all these little stops along the way. And so we went to all these really neat places. So it was a lot of fun. Oh, you know what? When we went to Baker Creek, my poor husband, bless his heart. I shouldn't say it because we know what it means in the South. He was a good sport. He hung out with me at Baker Creek. We were there for hours. I had a tour. I got to meet Jer, who started the whole company. I met a man from Thailand who cooks in their restaurant, and his name is, his name is Ton. They call him Tonway Twitty. And so we sang, hello, darling. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun. We were there for hours. When we left, our truck was the last truck in the parking lot. It's like they had to get out of the gates. We're closing. I had so much fun there. But there will be videos coming out. I just have to take the time to edit. There's so much content to edit. And here I am now spending an entire hour with you guys every morning over tea. I added the little bit of half and half. I added the vanilla. I added a little bit of monk fruit. Let's see, as this has cooled now, let's see if this Earl Grey is a little bit. That's a little bit more palatable for me. That's a little better. If it was frothed milk like Marlene suggested, I bet you it would just give it that extra lift and the half and half wouldn't feel so heavy. But this I can do. This I can do much better than just a plain Earl Grey tea. I like it with a little bit more flavor. So I think if I were to do this one, I've got enough to make another full cup. I think I'll use honey instead of the monk fruit. And the honey is from my friend, neighbor Karen, that I was speaking about earlier, from her bees. I'll do honey, the vanilla pump, and the half and half. Somewhere we've got an espresso machine so I can make the froth, but I think it's down in the basement. But I think I'll just keep it at that. It's not too bad. It's much better when it's doctored up a little bit. Yes, hours is the minimum required to visit the Baker Creek Seed Company. I had so much fun. You have no idea. I was running around like a kid and picking up seeds and talking to people and walking the gardens. And I mean, there's just so much neat stuff at Baker Creek. You've got to go. If you're in the lower Missouri area and you've got some time to spare, hours to spare, it doesn't cost anything to get in. But it really is its own little world. It's really neat. So worth the time and the drive to get there. So having said that, we've doctored our tea. I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to kick my feet up, finish my tea, and then I'm going to take my sorry little butt out into this windy day. Hope that my hat stays on. And I'm going to go thrifting. I'm going to go pay some bills, do my weekly shopping that I try to get done on Fridays. And maybe I will find something to bless a neighbor with decorating something, even if it's just decorating their mailbox on the way home, or a gift card, or a coffee sleeve, or who knows what I might come up with. I'll come up with something to bless somebody today, and I encourage you to do the same. Like I said, you could do it any day coming up. So having said that, thank you so much, friends. Hit the thumbs up on your way out before you leave. If you've not subscribed to my channel, please do so. I'd love to have you. We'll be doing some more things. If you crochet, a new crochet video dropped this morning for our crochet along. Free Handly Made was in here earlier. She's doing the crochet along. It's an Afghan. It's an heirloom sampler Afghan. 63 different squares. We're on square number 31. So if you like to crochet or you want to learn to crochet, I start at the very beginning. Lots of fun there. And I will be dropping the recipe. Did we ever come up with a decision? Powder on the bottom, powder on the top. Which one is more beautiful for my thumbnail for our cheeseburger soup? Look at that. I think I like this one. I really think I like the bottom one. Happy Thrifting and Kindness Day, friend. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I promise it takes me forever to say goodbye. They make memes and jokes about how long it takes people like me to say goodbye, but it's all true. I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday, which means Papa Jim might be in on the action. We'll pull number 3. We will do our kindness advent calendar. And if I'm feeling up to it, and if Papa Jim's feeling up to it, I have a surprise journey to go on tomorrow. I won't be able to get the videos out because I'm so backed up on videos, but I'll take footage. I'll tell you about it. And then, so you might be a little bit excited about it. I will give you a hint. I'm going to give you 2 hints. Okay. First hint. 76 trombones led the big parade. Da, 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 da. I can't sing, but that's the first one. And the second one is yodel lady, yay-hoo. How's it go? Dun da 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 was a lonely goater. Yodel lady, yay-hoo. Do you know what that's from? I will do bottom. Guys. So I've given you 2 very poorly sung musical hints about what I want to do tomorrow. I'm so excited. It's something I've wanted to do for a long time. There will be a history behind it, a personal history and a fun history. Oh, fun. See you tomorrow. I was in a band. So Nicole knows the first one. Nicole, do you know the second one? Yodel-lady, yodel-lady-hoo. Oh, that one was better. I'll drink some tea and maybe I'll be able to yodel a little better. Do you know the second one, Nicole? Oh, Full of Hope knows the second one. So my adventures tomorrow, hopefully I'll get to go tomorrow if Papa Jim's up to it, involves the first one that Nicole knows and the second one that Full of Hope knows. I'm so excited. I can't wait to share with you guys because there'll be a story behind it tomorrow. Tomorrow, if we get to go, well, no, it can't be tomorrow. It'll have to be Sunday because I don't want to give it away. There'll be a story coming up about it one way or the other. I'm going to say goodbye. I love you guys. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Hit the thumb. Come back tomorrow, 10:15 in the morning, and I will share another tea with you and another story. Papa Jim will be here and all that fun stuff. Bye, guys. I promise I'm leaving. I'm going right now. I'm hitting the button and broadcast now. Bye.